It was a quiet Friday evening when Emily found herself alone at home for the first time in months. Her parents had gone out for the weekend, and she was looking forward to a peaceful night of movies and snacks. The house felt empty, but Emily wasn't bothered. She enjoyed the solitude. As the clock struck midnight, she noticed something strange. The air felt heavier, and the silence became unnerving. Trying to shake off the feeling, she turned up the volume on the TV. That's when she heard a faint tapping sound coming from upstairs. Emily froze. She was sure she was alone. She grabbed her phone and texted her parents, asking if they had come home early. No reply. The tapping grew louder, more insistent, like someone or something was moving around in the upstairs hallway. Heart pounding, she decided to investigate. Slowly, she ascended the stairs, her phone flashlight leading the way. The tapping stopped, and the house went eerily silent again. As she reached the top of the stairs, she noticed her bedroom door slightly ajar. She distinctly remembered closing it before settling in downstairs. Her breath hitched as she pushed the door open. The room was dark, but there, in the corner, she saw the faint outline of a figure. A cold breeze swept past her, but the windows were closed. Terrified, Emily tried to move, but her legs wouldn't budge. Suddenly, her phone buzzed. A message from her mom: "We'll be home in the morning. Remember, don't go into the attic. We keep hearing strange noises up there." But Emily wasn't in the attic. Who or what was? A chill ran down her spine as the figure in the corner began to move. Somewhere deep in her mind, a voice whispered, "This is why you should never stay home alone." Emily's pulse quickened, her breath shallow and panicked. The figure in the corner was slowly unfolding itself, as if waking from a deep slumber. She couldn't tear her eyes away. The shadow was now upright, towering over her bed, its outline indistinct but menacing. Emily fumbled with her phone, trying to turn on the flashlight, but her fingers were trembling too much to hit the right button. In the darkness, she could hear the faint creaking of the floorboards as the figure began to move toward her. Finally, the light came on, and she pointed it directly at the corner. There was nothing there. Her heart was pounding so hard she could hear it in her ears. Had she imagined it? Was her mind playing tricks on her in the dark? She desperately wanted to believe that. Maybe the isolation was getting to her. But just as she was about to let out a relieved breath, she heard it again, the tapping sound. But this time it was coming from behind her. She spun around, shining the flashlight toward the hallway. The sound grew louder, like fingers tapping on glass, rhythmic and deliberate. Emily hesitated, backing away from the open doorway, her eyes locked on the shadows shifting in the hall. The tapping grew more insistent, almost like a knock. No, it was a knock on the window at the far end of the hall. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to get out of the house, but her body felt frozen, glued to the spot. Gathering her last ounce of courage, she slowly stepped toward the hallway, the faint glow of her phone casting long, eerie shadows. The knock stopped. The hallway stretched out before her, empty and silent. But just as she reached the top of the stairs, her phone buzzed again. A new message lit up the screen. "Who's in the house with you?" It was from her mom. A cold wave of dread washed over her. Emily's fingers flew across the screen as she texted back. "What do you mean?" 3 dots appeared, showing her mom was typing. Then a reply came. "We just checked the security cameras. There's someone standing in the hallway, right behind you." Emily's blood ran cold. She didn't dare turn around. The air grew thick with the presence she could now feel, breathing down her neck. But before she could make her next move, something brushed her shoulder. Something cold. And then a voice low and rasping whispered in her ear, "You're